More of our interview with Charlie Sheen. NBC's Jeff Rawson spoke to him. Jeff, good morning to you once again.
Hi, good morning, Meredith, once again to you. This was a candid conversation, as Matt mentioned. Charlie Sheen did not hold back at all, opening up about his drug use, his kids, violence, depression, and also his new war with CBS network executives who he claims are trying to destroy his family. The first question America wants to know, are you clean right now?
Look at me, duh. Drug tests don't lie.
When was the last time you did drugs?
Don't remember, don't care. Drug tests don't lie. Scoreboard doesn't lie.
You say you've cured yourself
yes.
of addiction. You don't need Alcoholics Anonymous. How have you done that?
I closed my eyes and made it so with the power of my mind. I had to unload 22 years of fiction and just decided that I don't believe that anymore, and I know my own truth, and that's what I stand on right now.
What kind of fiction?
The fiction of AA. It's a silly book written by a broken-down fool who was a plagiarist. They think it's a one-size-fits-all, but it didn't fit me, and I just got tired of subscribing to something with a 5% success rate. As a retired gambler, I need better odds than that, you know.
Did you turn to alcohol and other substances because you were bored?
No, I did that because they work.
Work to do what?
Just change the way you see things, change the way you feel. And yeah, when you're a little bit bored with the redundancy of certain aspects of your life, I think that's why people do them.
Did you feel out of control a month or two ago? Do you feel more in control now?
Well, of course, yeah, but I don't know if I'd call it out of control. Just the choices I was making were not leading to the results that I wanted. So I woke up and said, dude, you're 45 with 5 kids. Let's do something different because this thing is boring. I got bored is what happened, yeah.
You've been to rehab before. This time you did in-home rehab. First of all, what is that? And why did it work, you think, this time for you?
Well, we couldn't really call it rehab because we didn't have a license to operate one, so it was a crisis management center that we labeled the Sober Valley Lodge.
You labeled your house the Sober Valley Lodge?
Well, yeah, that's what it became.
So what happened?
And we wouldn't allow AA to be a part of it. We wouldn't allow AA to contaminate Sober Valley Lodge, and as a result, its primary client achieved radical success.
But even if Charlie Sheen is clean, damage has been done. Damage at the Plaza Hotel in New York City when in October he allegedly went on a drunken rampage against a porn star inside his room. His kids were right down the hall. And the conviction for assault in Colorado in 2009. Police say he held a knife to the throat of his now estranged wife, Brooke Mueller. The judge ordered Sheen to rehab. People have said you're a violent person toward women. What do you say to that?
They don't know me. And the same people talking about those incidents weren't there, so how much can they really discuss a situation they were not involved with? You know, at that point, it's all just judgment and opinion and just the gibberish of fools.
You told me you want to rededicate yourself now to your kids, to being a dad.
Sure.
Are you embarrassed that your children will read about this one day?
God, no. It's talking about an education. And they're like, this, and then that's the guy, and he's our dad, and we can get all the answers and the truth. Wow, winning. It's how you perceive it. Alan, listen to me.
Until last month, Sheen was winning as the highest paid actor in TV.
Are you insane?
Making nearly $2 million an episode on the hit sitcom 2.5 Men. CBS halted production, demanding Charlie clean up his act. That's when Sheen went on a rampage on the radio.
You sound like Thomas Jefferson.
Well, I'm not Thomas Jefferson. He was a no, but I dare anyone to debate me on things. Debate me on AA right now. I have a disease, and I cured it with my brain, with my mind. I'm cured. I'm done.
You've called into a lot of radio shows in the past couple of weeks, and we've all heard the tapes by now.
Yes, pretty passionate stuff.
Some would say angry. Some would say spiraling.
Passionate. I think my passion is misinterpreted as anger sometimes, and I don't think people are ready for the message that I'm delivering, and delivering with a sense of violent love.
But it soon turned to hatred aimed directly at the show's co-creator, Chuck Lorre.
It's nothing this side of deplorable that a certain Chaim Levine, yeah, that's Chuck's real name, mistook this rock star for his own selfish exit strategy, bro. Last I checked, Chaim, I've spent, I think, close to the last decade, I don't know, effortlessly and magically converting your tin cans into pure gold. Well, you've been warned, dude. Bring it.
No, you've been called an anti-Semite.
I know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, this is Mark Berg, my manager, Jeff Rawson, my interviewer. I mean, No, I've never had that in my past. You can look as deep and as far as you want, and it's just not there because I'm not that guy. No, that's silliness.
CBS didn't see the humor and canceled the entire rest of the season. You've told me you're at war with them now.
Well, we're definitely at war, yeah.
What's the war?
Well, the war is that they're trying to destroy my family. And so I take great umbrage with that. And defeat is not an option. They picked a fight with a warlock.
How are they trying to destroy your family?
They're trying to take all my money and leave me with no means to support my family. It's not rocket science, you know.
How do you plan on winning that war?
With zeal and focus and violent hatred. You either love or you hate. You live in the middle. You get nothing.
Didn't CBS have a right to shut your show down? They're reading about you partying at all hours of the night, taking drugs, abusing alcohol. It's their show.
Epic behavior. No, because after reading about that, then they observed a guy hitting every mark, nailing every line, every joke.
What's your strategy?
With a full house, screaming.
Ever miss a day of work?
Not a day that cost anybody any money. I missed practice. We're talking about practice. To quote the great Allen Iverson, practice. Come on, guys, we're talking about practice.
Charlie Sheen and Chuck Lorre haven't spoken since the shutdown, but in our interview, Sheen wanted to address Chuck directly. If Chuck Lorre is watching right now, I imagine he probably is.
He should be.
What do you want to say to him?
It's funny you'd ask. I actually have my questions right here. Because Chuck is the only man in the known universe who can answer these. And people are begging for an answer to these questions. Chuck, number one, why is it when I was ready to return to work, you told me there are no scripts ready to shoot? This obviously begs the second part of the question. What would we have shot had you not ordered the suits into my home to shut down my party?
So you're saying he didn't write any scripts to even shoot a show?
I can't speak for him. I'm just putting these out there because I think they warrant an explanation. Clearly, he didn't bring gum for everyone. Okay, number two, and why is it you issued a decree informing me that the remaining 8 shows of season 8 had been reduced down to 4? I don't recall getting a vote on this, by the way. Stating as well that season 8, our highest rated season to date, most shows are in decline by then and headed toward Will and Graceville, was suddenly to halt production 2 weeks earlier than scheduled. You're the only man that can answer this. Just got to remind these people. Number 3. When you were told that the crew would suffer gravely as a result of your dictatorial laziness, would you please explain what you meant by your statement, quote, they are not my problem, end quote. I'm sure there's like 120 some odd people that would love to hear the answer to that.
Then Sheen pulled out the Alcoholics Anonymous handbook and took another swipe at Lorre and AA.
Right out of here, Chuck. So if this is, in fact, your handbook for living, I direct your attention to page 417. You know what's coming. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Accept me, Chuck.
Charlie Sheen seems confident he'll stay sober without the written guidelines of AA. But it's never come easy. Not for him. A lot of your fans have been worried about you. Worried about your health.
Worry all they want, but
are you going to OD? Are you going to die?
That's for amateurs. Come on, no, I'm fine. I've always had a plan, and I've always executed it perfectly. Sometimes I overshoot the mark, whatever.
How do you avoid slipping back into that again?
I don't know. I just won't do it. I mean, I will not believe that if I do something, then I have to follow a certain path because it was written. And it was written for normal people. People that aren't special. People that don't have tiger blood and, Adonis DNA.
Strong people have relapsed. Strong people have started using again. How do you avoid that?
Fools. Trolls. Weak. Defeated. They allowed defeat to be an option. I will not. I'm not saying I'll never have a glass of champagne again or a glass of wine because those are, things that you celebrate with. I have no interest in cocaine.
What's next for you? How do you convince a producer of a movie, of a TV show in this town to take you back on their set after basically being let go from the sitcom on CBS.
Well, I mean, first of all, come Wednesday morning, they're going to rename it Charlie Brothers and not Warner Brothers. Duh. Winning. And it's not convincing anybody. It's like, guys, IMDb right there, 62 movies, and a ton of success. I mean, come on, bro. I won Best Picture at 20. Wasn't even trying. Wasn't even warm. I've got Roman Coppola with a brilliant script. I've got David Ward with Major League 3. I've got Nick Cassavetes with God is a Bullet. I mean, it's like the list goes on.
You have offers.
Well, yeah, and they're like so excited I might be available because I haven't been for 8 years.
Do you want to keep doing TV, or do you want to switch over to movies almost exclusively?
I will do both. I'll do both. Like I said, I'm a man of my word. So I will finish the TV show. I'll even do season 10, but it's at this point because of psychological distress. Oh, my God. It's $3 million an episode. Take it or leave it. It's like everybody thinks I should be like begging for my job back, and I'm just going to forewarn them that it's everybody else that's going to be begging me for their job back. That's how I roll. Period. The end. Defeat is not an option.
Do you owe CBS an apology?
No. They owe me a big one, publicly, while licking my feet. And if people think I'm insane or they don't think that what I'm saying is true, then I have no interest in their retarded opinions. I really don't. You know, I'm going to live my life the way I want. I'm going to win inside of every moment, and they can just find the most comfortable chair in their small house and sit back and enjoy the show.
We reached out to CBS and Chuck Lorre for comment, did not hear back from either of them. But last week, CBS and Warner Brothers said they were halting production based on Sheen's, in their words, statements, conduct, and condition. Now, tomorrow morning, right here on Today, more with our conversation with Charlie Sheen. You're going to hear about his new live-in girlfriends and why he calls them the goddesses. Plus, what was Martin Sheen's advice about all of this? Charlie's surprising reaction when his own dad weighed in. That's tomorrow morning right here on Today, Meredith. You can see that he is candid, he speaks his mind, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, and very unapologetic for sure.
Yeah.
Jeff Rawson, thank you very much.